morning! So this morning we're going to be talking about the Proverbs 31 woman in response to a viewer question. So, okay, obviously, first of all, this is not going to be a really in-depth discussion because these videos are short. But I think it's important that we look at what the book of Proverbs is about and who it was written to before we can really talk about what that section of Proverbs is about. So Proverbs is wisdom literature, which means we're not seeing direct commands there, and we're not seeing actual promises. Sometimes you'll read in Proverbs it says, if this, then this. That's not a promise. For example, in Proverbs where it says, if you train up a child in the way that he should go, he will walk in it for the rest of his life. Correct verse here. That's not a promise. There are parents who train up their children the way that they should, and the children still reject Christ. That's not the parents failing, that's the child's choice, and it's not God failing because it's not a promise, it's a proverb. Proverbs are principles that generally prove to be true, but again, not a promise. So, and the book of Proverbs is written as though it's being written as a teacher to a student or a father to a son. So, we need to keep that in mind as we move to the last chapter of the book, Proverbs 31. And the first part of Proverbs chapter 31 is a mother. See, most of the book is a father talking to his son. Now it's a mother talking to her son, giving instructions to this king. And then right after that comes the Proverbs 31 woman, the virtuous woman who has plagued women around the world for centuries, thinking we have to be just like this crazy woman who's amazing at everything and I'm a failure. Well, I don't think that this last part of the book of Proverbs is written as a handbook for women, saying, you need to be running your own business and buying a field and, doing all these things. It's more of it's guidelines for a young man. What should he be looking for in a young woman? Don't go just after the pretty girl. Go after the one who works really, really hard, for the one who knows how to provide for her family, who knows how to run things when you're not around. I know it's a little bit just semantical, saying it's written for boys rather than for girls, but girls can still take principles from it. But I do think there's an important difference there that we need to keep in mind. This is not a handbook for you to put lots of stress and pressure in your life if you're not exactly like her. And also, sometimes the woman in this section is called the virtuous woman. It's a little bit of a misnomer. The translation of the word is better, a commendable woman or a capable woman. She is a woman that fears the Lord, but it's not talking about her being really righteous. It's talking about her being really capable and able to keep up on things and do things. What I found really interesting about this capable woman is all growing up, when I would think of myself getting married, the main thing I was excited about to get married was, I'm going to have a husband to take care of me, and I'm going to be safe and protected, and I'm not going to have to work ever, ha ha ha, and he'll do everything, and it's just going to be so nice. And that is obviously not the case. And it's so interesting to look at this woman because it talks about her husband being praised at the gates, but it doesn't say a word about him doing anything. She's the one working. Now that isn't saying he doesn't have a job, especially in that culture. Men were the ones who worked outside the home, but she is running her own home business. She is the one providing for her family so that they're not only clothed, but they are richly clothed. They're wearing purple and scarlet, and they have zero fear for the winter, which was a big thing back then. You didn't have a store you could just run off to get bread and milk if it's, they didn't even have a fridge. If your fridge is empty, they didn't have one. She's the one who's staying up late looking at accounts. She's doing the finances. She's the one who's saying, okay, I think we have enough to invest and buy this field, and this field is going to, or this vineyard is going to produce even more for us. She's the one who's doing all these things. She's doing all the work of a businessman. It's interesting to me. And it says she strengthens her arms and her hands are eager for her tasks. This is a strong, hard-working woman who is smart and stays up late, and the different things that go on in this, not all of us women have strengths in. I am horrible at math. I don't feel like I could be trusted to be double checking our budget all the time. That's not my strength, because I hate math and I'm no good at it and I don't care about it, so I'm not careful with it. For some others, that is a strength. So it's not that we need to be able to do all these things that she's doing. Again, it's not a handbook for us, it's principles. So what do we need to do and be? And this can be for, obviously, this is for even if you're not getting married. We need to be diligent. We need to not be afraid of hard work. There's this spirit of laziness that's inside all of us that just wants to sit back and let everyone else do something. We just wish we could lay on the couch all day and somehow get paid for it. That would be nice. Well, it's not what God made us for. God made Adam and Eve to work before the fall. We're made to work. We're supposed to work. It's just hard now with the curse. So we need to be diligent. We need to be hardworking. I think it's important that we're always willing to learn new things. Don't be afraid of new opportunities. The idea of starting a business is scary, and I don't like the business side of things, but we have to be willing to learn new things, and let's not be so affected by our Christian culture that says the man is the only provider, he is the breadwinner. This woman is providing for her family. Now there are roles, obviously. The man is the head of the home, the woman is the caretaker of the home, but there's no reason you can't work. You are working if you're taking care of the home, but working, obviously besides house cleaning, you know what I mean. So for a young woman who is studying the book of Proverbs, she gets to this chapter. What do I want you to walk away with? You need to be a woman who fears the Lord. What does that look like? Obeying his commands and growing in hard work and work ethics. And how can you grow in that right now if you're at home? Help your mom. Watch her. She does everything. Have you noticed? Everything. Have her teach you things. Learn from your dad how to do things that maybe he's doing and she isn't doing. When you step out of your home, whether it's to college or to live on your own, to go off and get a job, know how to change your car tires. Know how to do your laundry, please. There's so many things. We need to be capable women. That's not going to look the same for every woman. We all have different strengths. A lot of a woman's work in the family is going to be behind the scenes. And that's okay. God knows. And, at the end it does say that her children will call her blessed. Hopefully that will happen for us, that we'll be recognized for what we do. But even if not, because again, it's not a promise that that'll happen, even if not, God sees, God knows. We work for him first and foremost. And also, if you haven't gone and told your mom, thank you, you're amazing, recently, now is a great time to do that. And young men, what should you be looking for? Don't just run after the pretty girl. That is, I believe, the point of this passage. A capable woman who can find, but be looking for her. She's there, and she is worth far more than rubies, and it's not just because she's pretty. Look at her heart. Look at her character, which is being shown through her hard work. And there is that thing that pricks us at the end. Charm is deceptive. Beauty is fleeting. But a woman who fears the Lord, she is to be praised. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the person who had this question. I'm doing this talk because this was a specific question from somebody, and I'm really happy to cover it. If you have a question, please comment below or message me. I would love to talk about whatever you think needs to be addressed, anything that you're curious about, big things, little things, doesn't even matter. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's always a pleasure. I hope it's an encouragement and a blessing, and if nothing else, may this make you just want to study your Bible even more and see if I'm totally wrong. Go look and find out. Bye guys! Thanks, Mom. I love you. You're amazing. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. For all of us.